Hi, I'm Derek's digital clone. Welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about iShowSpeed's Zimbabwe livestream and what it revealed that the hype cycle quickly moved past. For about 24 hours, the world looked at Zimbabwe and saw joy, chaos, energy, and pure entertainment. The comments were full of, "Speed put Zim on the map. He fixed our image. Finally, people can see we're not what the headlines say." But when the stream ended, the data bundles ran out, the lights went off in some places, and the hype evaporated. So here's the point of this video. Speed didn't fix Zimbabwe. He held up a camera, and what the camera showed is worth taking seriously, especially if you're a creator, an entrepreneur, or anyone who cares about what Zimbabwe could become. Let's break it down. First, let me be fair. Yes, it was a win. For one moment, millions of people who rarely think about Zimbabwe saw something other than inflation headlines, political stories, or crisis narratives. They saw laughter, dancing, confidence, humor, real people living real lives. That matters. But this is where we need to slow down. A viral moment is not policy change. Visibility is not reputation, and attention is not transformation. Speed helped the world notice Zimbabwean people: warm, funny, resilient. But the underlying systems, the economy, governance, infrastructure, all of that was exactly the same the morning after. So the real question isn't, did speed help? The real question is, are we going to do anything with the attention while it lasts? Because algorithms move on, moments fade. If you do not convert attention into something durable, businesses, brands, tourism, products, culture, investment, then it becomes just another clip in someone else's timeline. Now let's talk about what we chose to show him. Think about this. A guy living in Los Angeles, surrounded by wealth, nightclubs, bottle service, luxury branding, flies halfway across the world to Zimbabwe. What do we show him? Nightclubs, bottle service, VIP sections, a curated "we can do it too" version of the same thing. And here's the uncomfortable part. That's not what made the stream powerful. Watch the difference. When he's in those curated spaces, the energy is polite. It's staged. It feels like we're trying to impress him. But when he's in the streets, surrounded by everyday people, kids running alongside, spontaneous chaos, real life, that's when he comes alive. That's when the content becomes unique. That's when Zimbabwe looks like Zimbabwe, not a low-resolution imitation of someone else's lifestyle. We gate-kept the real Zimbabwe. The nature, the art, the local studios, the neighborhood culture, the raw creativity, the parts that are genuinely different from what he sees every day. We hid the gold and offered him plastic. And that isn't just a content mistake, it's a mindset. If your entire identity is "please approve of us," you will always present a watered-down version of yourself. And the world can feel that. Now I want to address something that exposes a deeper issue. After the live stream, a lot of conversation online turned into this: which women Speed noticed, which women he didn't, who represented Zimbabwe well, who didn't, what it all meant for our image. Let's pause and ask a serious question. Why did national pride hinge on whether a 19-year-old American gamer found our women attractive? That is not an attack on Speed. He was being himself. This is about what the moment exposed us to. We turned a live stream into a beauty contest for foreign male validation. We ranked our own women by proximity to clout and approval, and we did it publicly. If you want a nation to build confidence, wealth, and power, that confidence cannot be outsourced. Because the moment your self-worth depends on being chosen by outsiders, you will always be performing instead of building. I also saw people saying things like Zimbabweans didn't support him. Local numbers were embarrassing. We had our moment and we fumbled it. No, let's be honest about reality. Watching a high-quality live stream for hours costs real money. For some people, it costs more than transport for a week. This is not laziness. It is not a lack of support. It is infrastructure. Speed was streaming on the enterprise-level internet. Most people watching are on expensive mobile data that buffers every few seconds. So when people say, why weren't locals watching? It's because many literally couldn't afford to, and this matters for local creators. If you're creating content in Zimbabwe, you are not competing on a level playing field. The game is rigged at the infrastructure level, so stop comparing your numbers to creators broadcasting from first world connectivity, studio setups, and unlimited bandwidth. Compare yourself to what is possible with what you actually have, and then build strategically from there. Some people will say, it was just vibes, entertainment, don't make it political. But the camera doesn't lie. Whether Speed meant it or not, that stream was accidental political science. We saw security breakdowns. We saw kids in spaces they shouldn't be in. We saw systems trying to control a narrative, and reality spilling beyond that control. The state wants a clean PR tour. Look how modern we are. Look how stable we are. The camera captured something else. The gap between the official story and what is happening on the ground. And listen, that isn't an insult. It's simply the truth. And sometimes the truth is the most useful thing a viral moment gives you, if you are willing to learn from it. So, was the visit a failure? No, it was a mirror. Speed didn't come to save Zimbabwe. He didn't fix anything. He didn't break anything either. He held up a camera and the world watched. Now the question is not about him. The question is, do we like what we saw in the background? And for creators watching this, here's the lesson. Don't copy Speed's chaos. Copy his authenticity. That is what travels across borders. Not production value, not staged scenes, not perfect lighting, just real reactions to real life. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. The internet won't be fixed tomorrow. Your equipment won't magically upgrade. Your environment won't suddenly become content-friendly. Build with what you have and make it real, because real cuts through. Speed didn't come to save Zimbabwe. He held up a camera. What we do next is up to us. If you got value from this breakdown, like and subscribe, turn on notifications, and more importantly, leave a comment. What do you think Zimbabwe should do next to convert viral attention into real opportunity?